The latest edition of the McGonigal's Chronicles podcast features a man who is using the mountains of Montana to help soldiers heal. For the men and women who have served our country, there are countless service organizations that help them adjust back to civilian life. But there's one based in Sanders County that's different from the rest. And I spoke with the founder to see what makes it stand apart.
It's not how you served, it's because you served.
Lieutenant Colonel Tom Schuman's Marine Corps service has taken him across the world, including the deadliest combat zones.
I had 3 Marines commit suicide in April of 2020, and I fought in the bloodiest battle in the war in Afghanistan. After those 3 suicides, I had lost more Marines on the home front than I'd lost on the battlefield.
Schuman says while teaching at the Naval Academy, he dove into research on suicide among veterans.
I just thought, you did everything you could do to keep your Marines alive in combat. What are you doing to keep them alive at home? And I felt like not enough.
He says he found non-combat veterans are 68% more likely to die by suicide than combat veterans. And while he praises the nearly 45,000 veteran service organizations, he says about 99% of them only service about 2% of the veteran population.
They had a barrier to entry. They had a box to check. You had to be, you're not disabled enough, you're not disordered enough, you're not Navy SEAL enough, you're not wounded enough. You're not in crisis.
Schuman wanted to give veterans a place where the only requirement was they had served.
If you're a Navy sailor on a ship, if you're an Air Force maintainer turning a wrench on a C-17, if you're a soldier driving a truck, we think all that service matters, and this is your base, and you belong here.
The family of a fellow Marine he served with homesteaded in Thompson Falls in the 1800s and offered space on their property to get the patrol base started. They upgraded the surroundings when a former boarding school property became available. And unlike many other veteran service organizations, PB Abate built programs and activities based upon what veterans want to do.
Some said jiu-jitsu, and some said weightlifting, and some said hunting, and some said golfing, and scuba diving, and music, and art, and yoga, and books.
The patrol base, which is free to attend, is named in honor of Sergeant Matt Abate, killed in action on December 2nd, 2010. Schuman says Abate was a man apart.
He was in a class of his own. He was truly the Achilles of our battlefield, separate and distinct in his capabilities and honor.
PB Abate has 40 chapters around the country and is dependent on volunteers. Their fundraising efforts include a recently released Montana license plate with a picture of veterans around a campfire that fittingly reads, "Return to base."
When you are out on patrol in a foreign land and you've been shot at a bunch and walked through IED fields and you make the call, hey, we're RTB. It's a good feeling to be able to head back to that base and know that for a second you can eat some chow and take your gear off.